for Purdue and Minnesota from TCF Bank Stadium. So glad you could join us on a gorgeous Saturday afternoon with my partner Chuck Long. I'm Eric Collins. Let's talk about these red-hot Minnesota Golden Gophers. They're 2-0 in the Big Ten West, and Jerry Kill, their head coach, just loves the way they're playing.
Well, they're doing it with an old-fashioned power running game between the tackles, Eric, led by their all-star running back, David Cobb, number 7 in the FBS in rushing. Look for them to do it quite often today between the tackles.
That's going to be a contrast of styles. Purdue, they like to do it with the opposite of power. They can do it with speed.
With speed on the edge with Akeem Hunt, their leading rusher, and their second leading receiver on the team. They'll get the ball to him quite often, but look for them to get the ball on the edge against that Gopher defense.
Now, both Purdue and Minnesota on an uptick in recent weeks, in large part because of quarterback play.
Both quarterbacks on the rise in the Big Ten, starting with Purdue's Austin Appleby, has led them on 9 touchdown drives the last 2 games. Flip it over to Mitch Leidner for Minnesota, 67% last week against Northwestern. He's going to be a key factor for Minnesota today.
All right, let's talk specifics. Time now for the Bank of America keys to the game. Let's start with the Purdue Boilermakers.
Well, it's third down production on both sides of the ball. When they have the football, they have to convert on third down to keep drives alive against this good Minnesota defense. And then on defense, they have to stop them when they get them into third downs. It's tough to get Minnesota in that third down, but they have to stop them.
All right, what about the keys to the game for those Gophers?
Ratchet up the passing game. Purdue's going to load the box with up to 9 defenders. It's important that they ratchet up the passing game, keep the ball on the outside, especially to Max Williams.
Should be a lot of fun to watch. It's going to be a wonderful afternoon here in Minneapolis. Autumn has arrived in the Twin Cities. We've got temperatures in the 40s, but we'll still heat it up. Big Ten Network football coming away. This is what college football in the Big Ten feels like. A perfect October afternoon here in Minneapolis, Minnesota, getting ready for the Purdue Boilermakers and the Minnesota Golden Gophers. We have got partially cloudy skies, but temperatures right there in the mid-40s. We've got a bit of wind coming out of the north at 8 miles per hour. Could be a factor in the kicking game. Let's take a look at the standings as we have reached October 18th. As we look at the West, both Iowa and Minnesota still perfect in conference play at 2-0. While on the East side, Michigan State and Ohio State on a collision course, both still running the table in conference play. Head coaches Darrell Hazel now in his second season with the Boilermakers, and Jerry Kill, it has been a pivotal year for his team, playing the best football of his tenure here in Minneapolis. With my partner Chuck Long, I'm Eric Collins. And Chuck, you get excited when you hear those pregame speeches, don't you?
Oh, I still do. I wish I was playing again, except when we start playing, of course. But those two coaches are talking togetherness before you go out on the field.
Let's take a look at our Auto Owners Insurance impact players for when the Boilermakers have the football.
Well, it's all about Akeem Hunt on the edge, second leading receiver on the team. Danny Anthrop has really emerged as their go-to receiver this year for Purdue, and Damian Wilson leads all Big Ten in tacklers. He is their man on defense.
And impact players when the Gophers have the football.
David Cobb, we talked about him. He will get the ball planted today. The key for Minnesota's Max Williams as a tight end and a wide receiver outside. Frankie Williams, a converted cornerback at safety now. 3 interceptions, tied for the Big Ten. Big play guy on defense.
And it shows you where the confidence level is for Purdue right now. They have won the toss, and the Boilermakers electing to receive the football. They want to get that suddenly potent offense on the field. Raheem Mostert and Akeem Hunt back deep, both with blistering speed. Mostert starts in his own end zone. Here he comes, weaving out across the 15, and he's tackled at the 16. That is where Austin Appleby will start this offense for Purdue. Appleby, the sophomore from North Canton, Ohio, making career start number 3.
It'll be interesting to see how Purdue attacks Minnesota. Minnesota is tough to get on the edge against them in the run game. Let's see if Purdue will work it inside the tackles to start this game with their run game.
We are expecting to see a lot of Akeem Hunt and Raheem Mostert in the game together. It's not the way they start the game. Boilermakers start with a couple of tight ends. Danny Anthrop in motion, caught 9 passes a week ago. Appleby wants to throw, and his pass is picked off. Picked off by Cedric Thompson, and Thompson's got a chance. He's inside the 5, and he's out of bounds. What a way to start the game defensively for the Gophers.
Well, Purdue came out with a pass right down the middle, and you always want that quarterback to start with an outside throw. He gets hit as he releases the football, and Thompson's right there with an easy interception, gets to the outside. Good return on the interception. Tough way to start on the road for Appleby and Purdue. That's not what you want, obviously.
So 1 play into this one, and already a sudden change. The Gophers have the ball, 1st and goal from the 2. 3 men line up in the backfield behind the quarterback Leidner. The deep man is Cobb, and they give it to him, and he's in. Touchdown, Gophers. It's not supposed to be that easy, but it has been so far from Minnesota.
So far, that's your between the tackle power run, triple I formation. Give it to your all-star running back. Right behind that surging offensive line. Easy play, easy touchdown.
Oh my. What a 20 seconds for Minnesota. A nice special teams tackle, an interception, and a touchdown run for David Cobb. What was Appleby seeing here on this interception?
Well, he's throwing it down the middle. He's getting hit. You see the hit that throws his pass off, and it goes right to Thompson, right in the middle of the field. I did not like the call. The call should have been an outside throw to get him started. He's getting pressure. Let's see how Austin Appleby grows as a quarterback now after a costly interception. He has to go right back out on the field. This is where you learn as a young quarterback.
Second chance at a return for Mostert. Starts from his own goal line. And Mostert breaks that first wave, still on his feet. Wiggles out across the 35 to the 36. 37-yard return for Raheem Mostert. All right, how will Austin Appleby react to that interception thrown on the first play from scrimmage today? Mostert, they throw him in motion. The give is to Hunt between the tackles, and not much there at all. No gain. Michael Amefila wraps him up.
As we talked to offensive coordinator for Purdue, John Shoup, he said we have to be patient with the run game. We may only get 2 yards at a time, maybe 1 yard at a time, maybe 3 yards, but then we might hit the 60-yarder. We have to stay patient. Let's see if they do that.
They thought this defense with the Gophers is susceptible to giving up big plays. We'll see if Purdue is right. Another nominal gain right in the middle of that line. Damian Wilson and Mefila combined for the tackle after a gain of 3.
Well, here's your 3rd down and long situation. We called this long, where Purdue has really struggled this year. They have to convert these and get better at converting. See what they do here. After Appleby has thrown an interception, now you're in an obvious passing situation.
Dalapo McCarthy checks into the game at one of the receiver spots. Out to Danny Anthrop. He's got the catch in the first down. He's got a chance to go. What kind of speed do you have, young man? Touchdown, Boilermakers. That's how you answer Purdue on the board.
That's a great call by offensive coordinator John Shoup. That's what they do best, is get on the edge with their fast receivers and running backs. In this case, Anthrop, little bubble pass, screen, well blocked, touchdown. Watch the blocking on the outside, just engage, keep your hands inside. Anthrop does the rest.
How about this for a thrilling 2 minutes? They call the Kentucky Derby the best 2 minutes in sports. We may have them beat.
These teams have split the last 8 times they've met.
Paul Briggs, the extra point, and we're tied at 7. The Purdue Boilermakers are a resilient bunch. Local kid, Danny Anthrop, making the Boilermakers proud. We're tied at 7. Now when you're RVing, you're going in style. That's some nice accommodations. And of course, you're in Minnesota. You can bring a hot dish. You don't necessarily need to grill.
There's that easy throw to the outside that they need to get a young quarterback started with. They waited until the second pass, but it turned out to be a touchdown to give Austin Appleby some confidence.
Jalen Myrick, very dangerous, back deep to return this. He had a 100-yarder against Northwestern a week ago. Here comes Myrick, full head of steam, and he's cut down at the 18-yard line. Well, so Thompson's seen it all in the first 2 minutes. Interception, and then gives up a big play. First down and 10. Second play from scrimmage for the Golden Gophers. And Leidner's going to keep it. Sophomore quarterback gets out to the 25-yard line before he's dumped down. Danny Izuchukwu and Dawan Hunt on the tackle. This season, Mitch Leidner has started every game but one. Didn't play against San Jose State. Great his performance so far this year.
Well, he's getting better, especially in the passing game. He was 67%. 10 of 15 last week, and that's all they need in this offense. They're going to throw it 15 times. Just complete 10 to 12 of them every week.
So second down and 2 after the 8-yard run for Leidner. They fake the end around. They give it to Cobb. He's got the first down. What a move! Makes a man miss and gets out to the 44. He is shifty for a 220-pounder.
What's so great about David Cobb is vision. All the great backs do. This is going to cut back, but he stayed front side on that play because he saw the hole open up. Very patient. And here's the juke you're talking about, Eric. For a big guy, he does have great feet.
A lot of 10-yard runs for David Cobb. They like to spring him, and he can finish. Fresh set it down. Another chance for the senior tailback, and he is across midfield. Another big gain, this time 9 more yards before Taylor Richards brings him down.
Minnesota came out with an unbalanced formation with an extra tackle to the other side, trying to get to the same ball play, just a different look. Got to be careful about spinning when you're about to get tackled, though. That's when the ball can come out, but he does it well.
Cobb got it. He's got the first down. Oh, man! Just rolling along down to the 21. Bowls over Taylor Richards.
Inside zone again. Same play as last time, but David Cobb has great vision, and he has power. You see it right here. It is hard to tackle him, and Purdue defenders are going low to tackle. They just can't get him down right now. He's just so strong with his low center of gravity.
Shades of Bronco Nagurski. There's Greg Hudson, former Minnesota defensive coordinator, now working with Darrell Hazel and the Boilermakers. Ball's at the 11. Cobb again. Down to the 7. Izuchukwu on the tackle, a pickup of 5.
One of the best north-south runners I've seen in college football is David Cobb. He was trying to get to the edge, didn't have it, stuck his foot in the ground, went right up the gut. And a lot of running backs don't do that. A lot of running backs stay to the outside. He likes to go north and south.
It's important to remember Purdue still playing with that realigned linebacking core. 13th play of the drive. They fake it to Cobb, and it's going to be a touchdown. Max Williams, and the Gophers score again. That's the offense the Gophers want to play.
That is where they're good. Play action, bootlegs to the outside. They're working Max Williams all over the formation right now, outside and inside. That's Gopher football. Not the drop back game, but the bootlegs and rollouts.
Santoso off the hold to Mortel. Sneaks it in through the left upright. The Gophers have done it again. Max effort from Max Williams. It's a 14-7 lead for the Gophers.
A lot of excitement in this game already, Eric. Both offenses have shown the capacity to score quick.
Third kickoff for Santosa, and this one is going to be a touch pass. Quarterback Appleby keeps it. He can scoot. Gets out across the 35-yard line. Pickup of 11.
There's your quarterback run game with Austin Appleby.
He's going to keep the football.
And he can run the football. He is very athletic. He's big and strong. He already has a 62-yard rush this year for a quarterback. It took me all year to run 62 yards.
25 plays. Cameron Posey is the man in motion. Hand off is Hunt. He's got the corner, and he's still in bounds. Hunt still on his feet down to the 23. Another big gainer for the Boilermakers.
So far it's playing out on both sides of the ball like we thought, Eric. There's your edge run game. Getting Akeem Hunt on the edge against man-to-man defense. It can go for big gains as everybody's turning and running on their man.
Somehow, Robert Dondole, defensive tackle, made that tackle 31 yards down the field. That was an incredible athletic play by Dondole to make that tackle from where he started.
They're a well-coached football team. They hustle all over the field. They have confidence now. They're right in the thick of the West race. Everybody's running to the football. Purdue tried to get a little quick play in there, a fastball play. Just didn't execute that, trying to keep Minnesota's defense on their heels.
Anthrop was banged up a moment ago, back on the field right now. Second down at 10. Appleby gets it out to Mostert. One man to beat. Oh, good open field tackle was made by Eric Murray to stop a touchdown.
I'm so impressed with Purdue's wide receivers on the outside that are blocking for Hunt and Mostert on these swing screens to the outside. Nice tackle there, but they are blocking well on the outside to create some space on this Minnesota defense.
Eric Murray is a pro prospect as a cornerback, and you just saw the tackling ability on the speedy Mostert. Third down and 1. Brandon Cobb comes in as the blocking fullback. Play fake, Appleby wide open as Holmes, touchdown! Neither team can be stopped here on a Saturday afternoon at TCF Bank Stadium.
What a great call by offensive coordinator John Shoup. 3rd and 1, that's the best time to call those plays. Heavy play action, wide open. Minnesota was obviously playing run there. Great call.
Here we go. 2:37 remaining first quarter, and we're tied at 14. My partner Chuck Long said Purdue needs to be better on 3rd down. They've got 2 third down touchdowns here in the first 15 minutes. Not bad. It is homecoming weekend here at the University of Minnesota, and last night a parade down University Avenue. There are these floats in front of the fraternity houses, these creations made out of tissue paper and chicken wire, and they're the king and the queen. Always something special when you talk about homecoming.
I love homecoming. Best game of the year.
Good crowd here at TCF Bank Stadium as well. Been a lot of fun. Myrick on the return, starts inside his own 5. Full head of steam for the pass to Scofer, and he's tackled at the 28-yard line. Leidner keeps it. He's got the edge. Leidner out to the 45-yard line.
Quarterback read, run game, read the defensive end or the end man on the line of scrimmage. He collapses on David Cobb. Leidner keeps it. Good job of good gain and getting down on the ground to stay healthy. Here he is reading that end. Collapses down, wide open to the outside. Good read by Leidner.
Donovan Jones checks in at one of the wide receiver spots, bottom of your screen. Cobb, first man through. This time a short gain. Jelani Phillips makes the tackle.
He runs hard, Eric, between the tackles. As hard as I've seen a runner this year in college football.
Gophers have other capable runners. Berkeley Edwards, Roderick Williams, Donnell Kirkwood has rushed for 1,400 yards in his career. But Jerry Kill's a big believer in one guy. One guy gets hot, you use him.
Here they are in the pistol formation.
Cobb again. Nowhere to go. He is swarmed and brought down at the line of scrimmage.
Purdue is, their safeties are active at Purdue. Both Feichter and Williams are the leading tacklers of Purdue.
Well, that's going to do it for a very entertaining first quarter of play. We've already seen 2 touchdowns from both sides. 14-14 tie here in Minneapolis. BTN football is presented by the United States Marine Corps. 14-14 tie. First conference game this year where each team has scored 14 points or more in the first quarter.
Minnesota's done it inside the tackles. Purdue's done it outside the tackles in the run game for each team.
Just like we expected it. First play of the second quarter, and it's a keeper. Leidner's got the first down, slides down at the 27-yard line. Taylor Richards jumps on top, but that'll be another first down for the Gophers.
Another inside zone quarterback read here by Leidner. Nice job inside off their power game with a pulling guard. It gets down. Now, I mentioned before the break, Feichter and Williams, the safeties for Purdue, they have to get active. They're the leading tacklers of that Purdue Boilermaker defense. They have to get into the line of scrimmage more. They're too far back right now.
Miles Thomas, the fullback. Donnell Kirkwood comes in as the tailback. Kirkwood's first carry. This is a guy with a pedigree. Redshirt senior with 1,406 career yards. And more of a third down back this year, his final season with the Gophers. But good career numbers, 10 touchdowns out of Delray Beach, Florida.
And they mentioned that he's the best pass blocking running back that they have. And they will insert him on third longs, which they rarely get into.
Leidner keeps it. One man to beat, and he beats him. Leidner down to the 10, the 5, and pushed out of bounds by Richards, but another huge gainer for the sophomore quarterback.
Mitch Leidner is making great decisions with the quarterback run game. There he is right here. He's going to ride it as long as he can. Jelani Phillips takes the cheese, and then Leidner pulls it, stays to the outside where there's less defenders. Good read on Jelani Phillips. That's who he's reading. Good decision so far.
Third time that the Gophers have had the football, looking for their third touchdown. Kirkwood, touchdown, Gophers! What an impressive start offensively for Minnesota.
There's your patient play calling by Jerry Kill and his staff. The previous play, same play, didn't go for much. They stayed with it, same play, touchdown. Patient, effective play calling.
Uh-oh. And it's going to be a factor. This time the kick hits the upright and is no good. Santoso misses, so a huge penalty on the Gophers takes a point off the board.
And that's what drives you crazy as a head coach, because you should never have an illegal formation on an extra point. And look what happens. They have to go back, hits the upright. Those things usually come back to haunt you. We'll see what happens.
6-point lead for Minnesota. 20-14 lead. Gophers missed an extra point a moment ago. Santoso, his kickoff, fielded by Mostert inside the 5. And Mostert loses the football. Still loose. And the Boilermakers, it appears they've jumped on the football, and they have. Purdue football. Wow.
Mostert took a shot.
DJ Knox saved the day.
He couldn't
picking up the loose ball.
He couldn't put the other arm on it in traffic. He had it swinging with one arm. And that helmet went right on the football. Purdue lucky to get that ball back. That could have been devastating for them. They're all fired up on that hit.
Donovan Celestine, true freshman, knocking the football loose. But a true freshman for Purdue, DJ Knox, jumping on the loose football. It's going to be an offensive shootout, it appears. Boilers can't blink. They get it to Hunt out in space, and he barrels across the 20. Another big gainer on first down, a pickup of 12.
They're finding running room on the edge of this Gopher defense. And what's happening against the man-to-man that Minnesota likes to play, the man covering Hunt is not going with him all the way. He's not staying in phase with him. That's why Hunt is able to get on the edge quick.
Derek Wells has checked into the game for the first time for Minnesota. Didn't play at all in the first quarter, but he's on the field now. Could make a difference. End around. Anthrop makes the first man miss and then is wrapped up by Damian Wilson. You don't get too far when you run into his arms.
Damian Wilson is a sideline-to-sideline player. We've already talked about him leading the Big Ten in tackles, but he is so rangy. Good inside-out pursuit. Makes Anthrop turn inside to his help. That's how you do it as a defender. Make everything turn inside where your help is. Textbook.
Damian Wilson had 15 tackles a week ago against Northwestern. Second down and 5. Give to Hunt, and Hunt's got the edge. Out across the 45 to the 46 before Eric Murray pushes him out of bounds.
Minnesota had an internal blitz inside over the center and caught him. Purdue caught him with a great play call to the outside. Perfect play call against that defensive call.
And now Boilermakers want to play hurry up. Hunt, nowhere to go. Should mention that Purdue is playing without B.J. Knopf. Sophomore from Winter Haven, Florida. Got hurt tail end of the game against Michigan State. He didn't join the team here to Minneapolis. So one less weapon at the receiver spot today for Purdue.
Not as big a deal for Purdue because they use Hunt and Mostert on the outside as receivers with those swing passes. They can compensate that way. So it won't hurt Purdue as much.
That's the tight end, Justin Sins. He's got the first down. That's now 20 consecutive games with a catch for the fifth-year senior tight end.
Great job by Appleby. Had nice protection. Just moved to the outside to get better vision on his target, Sins. Looked high downfield to a receiver, came down low to Sins. Smart play. That's improvement right there for a quarterback.
Much improved offensively are the Purdue Boilermakers. They've already scored well more points than they had the entire 2013 season. Mostert can scoot. There he goes. Touchdown, Boilermakers. Here in the West Division, we've got a shootout. A 20-20 tie after the touchdown by Mostert.
Remember what offensive coordinator John Shoup said? We're going to keep trying up the middle a couple times. We'll stay with it, and we'll crease it one of these times, and they just did with their fastest player.
Purdue shows the swinging gait and goes back to the standard formation. A chance to take the lead for the first time.
They need to be careful about this swinging gate going back to formations. They've been caught with too many people in the backfield, just like Minnesota.
Meadows the hold, Griggs the kick, and Purdue has taken a 1-point lead.
Great job of going to the outside in the running game, and then they stay inside with the little inside zone. Look at that huge hole. Linebackers got out of position there. And you get out of position as linebackers, it's going to be to the house with their fastest player, Mostert. Good mix between Hunt and Mostert right now. Hunt to the outside, Mostert on the inside.
They're hungry. Austin Appleby. Jerry Kill and the Gophers have never won a game when they trailed at the half. They're 0-22 when they trail at the half on Jerry Kill's watch here at the Gophers. Just something to think about. Jalen Myrick starts from the 5. And Myrick weaves out across the 25, where he's brought down. Let's go down to the field and check in with Rebecca Harlow. Rebecca.
Well, Eric, fewer risky throws and a lot more big plays for Purdue's offense right now. And, you know, part of what's helped Appleby's transition over the last 3 weeks is that, according to center Robert Kugler, there was no transition before the game. He told me Appleby's just got that commanding presence. He said he plays with that something. That's how he described it. But he said it's been really easy to step back and just let him lead. And after the last 2 touchdowns, he's taken the time to walk over to his offensive line, shake their hands, and say thank you. And Chuck, always a good idea to pay homage to that O-line.
Thank you, Rebecca. There's a flag down on the field, and we also may have a fumble. We don't have a ruling yet, but Purdue says there's a fumble, and they've got the football. But Purdue's defense is leaving the field. I think this could be Purdue football. Ball's loose on the ground. You see it.
You see the ball right there. It's loose. Now just the turn, you know, at the bottom of the pile.
The result of the play is a fumble recovered by the defense. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 52 of the defense. That half the distance penalty will be a first down for Purdue. That is number 52's first unsportsmanlike conduct penalty of the game.
So the penalty is on Epping, and it's going to move Purdue closer and closer to the goal line. They'll start first down at 10 from the 14.
And Minnesota has not been a turnover team. They're one of the best in the nation at turnover margin. There's the ball on the ground.
Akeem Hunt, the tailback. Anthrop in motion.
Minnesota is going to more of a zone defense. They are 80% man-to-man defense. They are going more zone now because Purdue is hitting them on the edge, and everybody has their back turned to the football. They're going to try to get a little bit more zone here to keep the football in front of them. Good stop by the defense there. You see Purdue they do a nice job after the takeaway in the sudden change of scoring points.
Appleby fakes, keeps it, and he's wrapped up and tackled at the line of scrimmage. Michael Amefala, along with Steven Richardson, combined to bring him down. It'll bring up third down.
Crucial situation for Purdue's offense here. The field is squeezed down. Your passing game is limited here. Again, you have to be careful what you call because you have 3 points or the potential of 3 points already to put you up 4. This is where you don't want a young quarterback to make a mistake. Man coverage on the outside.
Still no stops on third down. Appleby, the slant, caught. Wow! Anthrop loses it. Ball's loose. Minnesota's got it. It's Thompson. And Thompson is going to be ruled down. That's no catch. The catch has been disavowed. Originally, it was...
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass.
Anthrop didn't have it long enough.
Did not look like a complete... Ooh. Looked like he took more than one step there.
I think he lost the football before he even got hit. I think the ball was loose before he got hit.
Let's see him juggling here. Looks like he has it there.
Nope.
Then he took a shot. Everything's condensed down there. You're going to take shots, especially from the safeties.
Just an incompletion, so no fumble. And now an opportunity to put points on the board with a field goal. First attempt of the day by Paul Griggs. Junior 9 for 11 on the year. Should be a chip shot, 26 yards. Tenth field goal of the year for Griggs. And Darrell Hazel's team, they're able to get the turnover, avoid a turnover of their own, and they put 3 points on the board. Timeout on the field. Purdue 10 straight points in the last minute and 39 seconds. They lead 24-20. Glad to have you with us on what's become a sunny Saturday afternoon with Chuck Long and Rebecca Harlow. I'm Eric Collins. A lot of scoring, 44 combined points. Still with 7:22 remaining here in our first half. Short kickoff fielded by Myrick. And Myrick out to the 28-yard line. It's going to be a fun one later this year when the Gophers have to take on the Hawkeyes. Tail end of the season. Real difficult for Minnesota. Ball's loose on the ground and Leidner jumps on it. I think Howard wrestled him with it. And actually had the football for a moment, but it's Gopher football.
Minnesota's getting sloppy with the football. Last 2 possessions here. You have to settle down, relax. You're not going to get it all back in one play anyway. Just problems with the mesh there. It looked like Leidner was trying to pull the ball to keep it, to run it, and he couldn't pull it all the way back into his chest.
2 fumbles, the last 2 snaps for the Gophers. Play action. Leidner trying to get Rex Williams, and it's incomplete. Would have taken a perfect pass and some tiptoeing down the sideline for Max Williams to complete that catch. It's now 3rd down.
He had Max Williams. He had a step on a defender. He just threw it out of bounds. And there's that play action that Minnesota was setting up all day.
Max Williams is a guy who has really come on. And this is sophomore season. A lot of big-time plays. He's a super athlete for a guy 6'4", 250. But as most people know, he's got great bloodlines. His dad, an All-American here on the football team, and his mom, a terrific volleyball player. Another dangerous pass, almost picked off. And that'll be the first 3 and out for either side this afternoon.
Well, they're trying to pick on Anthony Brown, the corner, and there's that drop-back pass that's just not really conducive to what they do best at Minnesota. Didn't keep the ball to the outside there. He had a comeback throw, sideline throw. He just underthrew it. Minnesota does not want to be in that drop-back mode. And Purdue got him into a 3rd and long, which caused them to be able to do that. But it's not Gopher football.
Mortel, low, spiraling kick will not be returned. It'll be down at the 34-yard line, a punt of 38 yards. Cameron Sermon is playing right tackle for this series for the Boilermakers. Appleby, good play fake. He's got the middle all to himself across the 50 to the 47. Just a very slight fake. Kept it himself and picked up 17 yards.
Not a great slide at the end, but he had a nice gain, and both quarterbacks are doing a good job in the quarterback run-read game off the end man of the line of scrimmage. Yeah, he's got to work on his slide a little bit there. Don't fall on your throwing shoulder. Slide on your left hip if you're a right-handed quarterback.
Austin Appleby, 3rd straight start after replacing Danny Etling as the signal caller. Ooh, some fancy ball handling. Akeem Hunt gets a yard, maybe 2. He is scrunched by Antonio Johnson.
Antonio Johnson can hit. That's 2 hits in a row. One near the goal line on the incomplete. Then hit Hunt out of bounds.
Look at this ball handling here.
I don't like this. That little front It's just for passing yardage.
Again, the quarterback, Appleby. He's looking for some room to get out of bounds, and he finally does. Some good zigzagging there for Austin Appleby. Doesn't look like much of a runner, but he's effective.
He's one of those guys, he's so big, he looks slow, but he's actually faster than you think because he takes him a while to get going. Good job. He's trying to get out of bounds, whether you don't get hit out of bounds. Good vision by Appleby, getting to the outside. Looked like a big old bruising fullback there.
3 receivers on the field. And this is Hunt. Not much doing. Jack Lynn and Damian Wilson combined for the tackle.
Purdue's offense is moving his linebackers all over the field. The linebackers are getting lost with their eye discipline. They have to pay attention to the blocking up front and not the backfield. Right now, the Minnesota linebackers' eyes are in the backfield and they're getting fooled.
Homecoming weekend here in Minneapolis. Gophers and Boilers playing for the first time in 2 years. With Chuck Long and Rebecca Harlow, I'm Eric Collins. Minnesota trying to stay in first in the West Division. They're 2-0. Out of the backfield, Hunt makes a man miss and has another first down. This offense last year, they couldn't go anywhere. This year, explosive.
Antonio Johnson of Minnesota had a beat on him, on Hunt, and missed the tackle there, but there's your swing pass to the outside. Hunt does a nice job keeping his feet. Those Purdue receivers, I'm so impressed with them blocking down the field for guys like Hunt to get good gains in this offense. Receivers doing a great job of blocking.
Antonio Johnson, starting safety, has been out for the last couple of plays. Jack Lynn again with a tackle. Jack Lynn's a guy the coaching staff purposely singled out. He has continually gotten better week after week.
Minnesota was his only Big Ten offer. He's made the most of it. And Jerry Kill said probably the most improved player on the football team in 1 year.
From the Chicagoland area, Lake Zurich, Illinois. Stay tuned for the Buffalo Wild Wings halftime report. Dave, Jerry, and Howard belong from our Chicago studio. All the scores and highlights around the conference. There's an important one being played at Maryland. Hawkeyes and Terps. Here comes the blitz off the corner. Appleby goes the other way. And he's brought down close to the line of scrimmage. Eric Murray, the corner, stands his ground.
Appleby knows how to get to the ground. Very smart quarterback, not taking these hits. He has nothing there. Just get down on the ground, save yourself from the hit. Good job by Minnesota's defense reading that quarterback run game, keeper, and making a play.
Now, third down efficiency was going to be so important on both sides of the ball for Purdue. They've been able to do it on offense. Defense, not so much. Third and goal.
Man coverage.
Appleby looking for someone. His pass is caught. Touchdown, Boilermakers. They've done it again. D'Angelo Yancey, touchdown number 3 on the year, an 8-yard score.
It's been a while since Yancey's been involved in the offense. Here's your slant throw against man coverage. That is a great throw by Appleby. Perfect throw on the slant, which is a tough throw to make, especially down there tight.
It would have been hard to drop that. It was thrown so beautifully.
Here's your swinging gate look.
Lead is 10, trying to make it 11.
Now Purdue has to get lined up properly from that swinging gate.
There you go. The lead is 11, and both teams will go into the locker room. It's the highest scoring first half in Purdue, Minnesota history since 1997. It's been a while. Stay tuned. The Buffalo Wild Wings halftime report. Dave, Jerry, and Howard, they're coming up next. 51 first half points combined between the Boilermakers and the Gophers. Getting ready to start our third quarter. Let's go down to the field and check in with Rebecca Harlow.
Well, Eric, Purdue with a whopping 300-plus yards on offense already. So, of course, I asked Jerry Kill what he wants to change defensively, and he said we have to do a better job tackling. We need to be more physical and more aggressive. But then he paused and added, really, we just need to regroup, settle down, get back to that fundamental football that's given us so much success. As for Purdue on the other side, Daryl Hazel laughing with me, actually saying, you know, I told the guys not to turn the ball over on that first drive, that first pass. It's exactly what they did. He said, but after that, I'm really happy about how they regrouped. He said, in the third quarter, though, we haven't been good. The goal here specifically to execute, to rack up points in the third quarter. And Chuck, Eric, I'm sure he did not mention turnovers at all in that speech.
Thank you, Rebecca. Yeah, besides that turnover, Appleby was close to perfect. Real rough start, but he was able to rebound from it really nicely. Let's take a look at our Quicken Loans quarterback comparison. Your thoughts, former quarterback Chuck Long.
Well, you just mentioned it. Austin Appleby starts off the game with an interception, but he came back, and look at the stats now. He came back, has had a nice half. That's what you want in a young quarterback. This young man has some moxie to him. And of course, Mitch Leitner, not as good a thrower as Appleby, but he's playing within himself. And he's making great decisions in the quarterback run game for Minnesota, which is big in their offense.
Gophers down by 11. We'll start with the football. Ball, Griggs kicks it off. Jalen Myrick stutters, gets out to the 24-yard line. Last three drives of the first half for the Gophers. Turnover, punt, punt. So they'd like to turn that around. Drew Wolodarski, his first catch of the day. It's a pickup of 7. That's the first catch by a wide receiver today for Minnesota. These are the 6 possessions. They started off like their hair was on fire, but then trouble.
It was almost after that missed extra point the tide had turned. And now you see the last 3 possessions of the half. Fumble, punt, punt, which is unlike that Minnesota offense.
2 tight ends in the game. Drew Goodger moves to the other side of the formation along with Max Williams. First carry the second half, David Cobb. And he's now across the 35-yard line. It's going to get really close to a 100-yard day. He had 95 yards in the first half. He's now over 100.
Watch his change of direction here, Eric. He gets to the outside, then sticks his toe in the ground and gets north and south again. Never wants to get to the outside unless he has to. That is the mark of a good inside tackle running back.
5.6 average. 100 yards exactly for Cobb. Donnell Kirkwood, now the tailback. Play action. Leitner wants a bunch. Man's wide open. And it is caught. Donovan Jones had a touchdown, but he had to go to the ground to make the play. Should have been 6.
Well, the Purdue defensive halftime adjustment is they have all the safeties down in the box now to stop that run game, which allows for deep play action passing. Donovan Jones here just mistimes the throw. He jumps. He didn't have to jump at all. Just stay in stride, catch the ball, and score. That must be, you know, he's an old quarterback, Eric. He's not really used to wide receivers being a wide receiver yet, but he jumped too early.
First play of 20-plus yards for the Gophers. And now with momentum, look at Cobb run to the 7-yard line.
Going back to that play action call, that was a nice call coming out at halftime, knowing that Purdue will be in that tight defense with their safeties. Big hole right here by the offensive line. David Cobb has that great vision, gets low, 2 hands on the ball, textbook running right there.
Cobb had a rushing touchdown of 2 yards to begin the game. This is a guy who takes a beating and usually comes up on the winning side. Hit at the line and brought down by Rajon Howard after a gain of just 1 yard.
Those safeties there for Purdue are down and they're tight now. They're showing 9, and in that case, a 10-man front with only one wide receiver for Minnesota. He's one-on-one coverage out there, but they had 9 to 10 in the box right now against that Minnesota offense.
Greg Hudson, former Gopher defensive coordinator, now with the Purdue Boilermakers, looking for a stop. Leidner's going to keep it and score. And the Gophers right back in this one.
Great drive coming out at halftime, set up by the play action pass, the deep throw to Jones. Great decision by Leidner on the quarterback run game to stay within striking distance of Purdue early in the third quarter.
Santoso. Oh, they're going to fake it. Going for two to get the point back, and it's not going to be enough. They're chasing after the extra point that they missed in the first half. Jawan Bentley didn't fall for it. True freshman middle linebacker sniffed it out. Santoso right up the middle, trying to be like Bronco Nagurski. It doesn't fool the freshman Bentley. He's brought down a yard shy. Sophomore quarterback rushing for touchdown number 6 on the year. That'll be a touchback. 3rd down and 12 coming into this game. Purdue really struggled at 3rd and long.
Full zone coverage by Minnesota.
Four-man rush. Appleby. Incomplete. A 3-and-out forced by the Gopher defense.
They made Appleby move in the pocket. They put pressure on him to make him move a little bit. That threw his timing off on that throw. Good pressure by the front 4 of Minnesota.
Well, now we'll see Thomas Meadows, who should be nice and fresh. Punter for Purdue has not punted so far today.
And they have a funny shift going on here.
Almost blocked. Meadows somehow got it off. Craig James calls for the fair catch and makes it. How did Meadows get that away and get a 47-yard punt?
And they're saying he tipped it. There's no flag because the referee said he tipped the ball. I don't see the tip there, but that's what he called.
That's not reviewable, so it's going to be Minnesota football down by 5. Play action. Leidner again wants a bunt, has a man open. It's Fricke. He's got it inside the 30.
A little scissors route with a post down the middle again. Trying to get that post route on the Purdue defense because those safeties are down low. And this is what the missing element in Minnesota's offense was earlier in the year. Now they're getting some big plays in their passing game, which they need with their power run game. They set those plays up nice in the first half with the run game, hitting it now in the second half.
Back to the ground game, and Cobb inside the 10.
It's all a cat and mouse game offensively. You throw the play action bombs to get those DBs out of the box, to set it up for inside zone run play to David Cobb up the middle. That's how it all works on offense.
Cobb well over 100 yards on the afternoon. The senior from Texas has already scored a touchdown as well. Leidner keeps, tackled at the 6. This time Ryan Russell was not fooled.
What they're doing with Ryan Russell is put him on the backside away from the running back to tackle the quarterback read, because he can play almost two players, the running back and react outside on the quarterback keep. That's how athletic Ryan Russell is. So Purdue's made a nice adjustment to cover that quarterback keeper off the read to the backside.
Gophers 4 touchdowns and 4 red zone chances today. And they'll have to do it on 3rd down as Cobb is tackled by Izuchukwu. It'll be 3rd down and goal.
If you're Minnesota right here, you're thinking 2 downs to score. So look for another run play here.
Really, you wouldn't kick a field goal if they get stopped on third down.
I think the way they're moving the football, knowing Jerry Kill, they're going to go for it.
Miles Thomas and Max Williams in front of Cobb in the backfield. Play action. Leidner trying to get to the edge. That fools no one. He goes down. Anthony Brown holding his ground.
Now you have a lost yardage play here, Eric. You have to think about field goal now.
I don't know if they are. Look at number 9, Anthony Brown. He sniffed it out beautifully.
That's just a great play because that's the run play they wanted. And a quarterback keeper. Nice job by the Purdue defense pursuing. Now you have to kick it. You had a lost yardage play. 3 yards is a long way to go.
The holder, Peter Mortel. Ryan Santosa. 20-yarder. And it's good. So the Gophers have now made it a 2-point game. 7:10 remaining in the third quarter. Gophers put 3 more on the board, but they really wanted the 7. Chuck, how about this one? In the first 6 games of the year, the Gophers had exactly 1 passing play of 40 yards. Each of the last 2 throws by number 7, Mitch Leidner, has resulted in a 40-plus yard gain through the passing game.
And they've worked on that. That's the sign of their coaching staff. Good staff. Hey, we're midway through the year. We have to get some explosive plays in the pass game, or it's going to be a long rest of the year trying to manufacture a run game.
Gophers trying to remain perfect in Big Ten play, trying to get to 3-0. Raheem Mostert out to the 30. Thank you. We really had a good time talking to Greg Hudson. This is an important game for him. Look at Mostert. He can blow. He's got a chance. Will they get him? I don't think so. Down to the 1. Did the ball come loose and Body Calhoun get it?
I think they're calling him down.
Oh, they're calling him down. There was a flicker of hope for the Gophers, but what a play by Mostert.
That was a great play by Body Calhoun.
Oh, the ground caused
a fumble. Because Mostert is fast. One of the fastest guys in the Big Ten.
I think the fastest guy in the Big Ten.
The fastest guy.
And he proved that on the track back in the spring. Power formation. Brandon caught him. They move him out wide. Oh, bad snap. Play should have been doomed from the beginning, and Appleby gets in. Ball comes out late, but he crossed the goal line. Touchdown, Purdue.
That was rough from the beginning.
Oh.
I don't like shotgun plays too much down there, especially on the road with the crowd. Look what happens. You get a bad snap, throws the whole play off. Appleby did a nice job of just, I have a little edge to the outside. Be careful about stretching that ball. But he broke the plane.
It's the front of that white. The closest possible part of that white is all you need to get to. And Appleby got there.
That was a heads-up play by Austin Appleby because that play was going awry fast.
Extra point is good. With that touchdown by Austin Appleby, we now have 9 different touchdowns in today's game by 9 different players. Great out. Welcome back, everyone. Purdue on top of Minnesota, 38-29. Take a look at that long run a moment ago by Raheem Mostert.
Watch Derek Wells' safety. He needs to come down here and play the cutback run. Instead, he goes sideways. He gets lost on the motion. He bites too far. Look what happens. That's how fast it can go if you get out of position as a secondary player.
Returnable kickoff. Myrick starts from a yard deep in the end zone. Stutter step. A flag comes down. And Myrick tackled at the 20-yard line. Second down and 8.
Look for a run to get some of that yardage back.
There's the run by Cobb. And he's spun down.
great after the first contact running back. Just hard to get him down on the first tackle. That's why you need a lot of gang tackling on David Cobb.
Evan Panfield grabbing the shoulder pad. That's a good call. It would have been easy to say that was a face mask, but officials right on it. Instead, it was a tackle on the shoulder pad. It's 3rd down and 6.
Trying to get him in a third manageable. Let's see if they roll out Leitner here to give them the run-pass option.
4-receiver formation. And the pass is complete. Wolotarski has the first down.
That was his best drop-back throw of the day. He was crisp in the pocket that time. He set his feet. He threw it on time. Good accuracy away from the defender. Sloppy tackling. Got to get him down the first time. Best pocket throw he's made.
2 minutes remaining. 3rd quarter. Gophers a touchdown and a field goal here in the 3rd. Cobb surges past that front wall and picks up 4 yards. Danny Izichukwu, another tackle. 2 freshman linebackers for Purdue. Izichukwu, 36, and Jawan Bentley, number 35, both with really bright futures.
Bright futures, and they've been tested today against one of the best running backs in the country. And Bentley being a freshman now, this is how hard it is. He's a freshman, and that middle linebacker has to make all the calls, get everybody lined up. He has to do that as well. That's tough.
Play action. Leitner again wants a bunch and has it. K.J. May, touchdown! It's been a long time coming, but K.J. May finally a big play.
A crossing route to K.J. May, and that was a pretty throw by Leitner. Off the play action fake to Cobb, wheeled around and made a great throw with touch to K.J. May.
And how about the dive over the pylon? The lead is just 2. The Gophers have been proficient of climbing out of holes. They're right back into this one. 38-36. The Gophers within a pair. Purdue, they're going to start with Raheem Mostert, and Mostert gets out to the 28-yard line. And Purdue will try and answer yet another scoring drive from Minnesota. Hunt out of bounds. Cedric Thompson keeps that from being a big play. It's a gain of 4.
Offensive coordinator John Shoup and head coach Darrell Hazels staying true to their game plan. Stay on the outside, get Akeem Hunt on the edge. He's going to break one of those like he did in the first half. Good rally by the Minnesota defense.
Designed quarterback draw. Appleby. That's going to make it 3rd down and short. Damian Wilson the tackle, but a gain of 9. And that's going to be the final play of quarter number 3. And what a quarter it was. Both sides showing off some firepower, and it's going to all lead down to this. 15 more minutes of Big Ten Network football. Don't go anywhere. They are having a blast here at TCF Bank Stadium. BTN football presented by the United States Marine Corps. We have reached quarter number 4. 3rd down and 2. Boilermakers trying to keep their offense on the field. Tight quarters, and I don't think Akeem Hunt got there.
Inside zone by Purdue, and Minnesota was waiting for it. They had a lot of guys up there in the line of scrimmage. Look at those linebackers in there for Minnesota. Here comes a safety down. They're trying to run an inside zone. Not enough people to block.
Last week, Darrell Hazel rolled the dice quite a bit. His team converted 3 fourth downs. Here on 4th and 1, they're going to punt the football away. Meadows, low knuckling kick. Oh my, that ball is dangerously bouncing around. And it's untouched by any Gophers and finally downed at the 20-yard line. If that had hit a Gopher, that would have been a live football.
Those punts are tough, close. You have to stay away from that football.
This is how we got here. We have a combined 10 touchdowns by 10 different players. When was the last time you saw that? David Cobb well over 100 yards. Mitch Leidner. That offense, passing-wise, was almost non-existent in the first half, but huge plays picked up in the third quarter in the passing game for the Gophers.
Great efficiency in the passing game down the field for the Gophers.
Play action. Leidner wants a bunch, throws to no one in particular. KJ May was in the vicinity, but the defender had a better chance than May did.
That's a good call right on a sudden change or on a change of possession there to come out with a heavy play action. That was a heavy run play action. There was only one receiver in the route. He had some pressure, but there was nobody open down the field. Nice coverage by the Purdue secondary against a run-type formation.
Cobb stretches forward. Pick up a 5. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5.
Well, they got some of it back on 2nd down long here to make it a more manageable 3rd down, which what Minnesota needs. The 3rd and longs they struggle with. 3rd mediums are a lot better. Big play here. I doubt they'll drop back. They may. Looks like they are. They're going to spread it out. They're going to be in a drop back mode. Look for a throw to the outside. You have one-on-one coverage.
Leidner's pass is too high. The receiver was wide open.
And he had a wide open wide receiver in Max Williams with plenty of room after the catch. The Purdue secondary was in man coverage. They got picked. Just a high throw by Leidner.
There is a conversation right now between the officials. I never saw a flag on the field, but here is a referee.
Foul. Defense, number 4. 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
Taylor Richards. That's really tough if you're Purdue.
That is a tough one. You had a chance to get off the field. It didn't look like he's even near the play.
That couldn't have been any farther away from the field.
Plays over. Oh, don't do that.
4 straight games with 30 or more carries. That ties the Big Ten record. Jerry Kill loves David Cobb.
Purdue blitzing the last 3 plays on defense now. Both edge blitzes, double edge blitzes. They're trying to crowd the line of scrimmage and change that line of scrimmage on the Minnesota offensive line.
Clock continues to move. Both teams have had to use a timeout just in the regular game action here in the second half. So both Purdue and Minnesota with 2 timeouts remaining for the final 6 minutes.
Defensive coordinator Greg Hudson decided to blitz more this quarter. Last 2 times, he's shown it again.
Cobb. This will bring up 3rd down and long.
Good defensive calling by Greg Hudson. Last 2 snaps brought 2 blitzes from the edge, which tightens down those tackles and ends inside. No running lane for the Minnesota running backs right now.
Something to keep in mind. We were watching during warm-ups as Minnesota and Purdue were kicking field goals just to gauge the wind, and no one was making long field goals going in this direction. So a field goal right now from the 35-yard line is not really a possibility. Leidner's pass incomplete. Nice break up by Anthony Brown. 4th down.
I like this Anthony Brown on the outside. Good cornerback play here. Tight coverage. Ball's out on time. Gets his left hand in there to break it up.
Is this a good call? Jerry Kill puts the punting unit on the field. 4th down and 8. Oh, no. This is the field goal unit. I saw Peter Mortel go out there. They're going to punt it away. He's going to hold for the field goal.
And like you said, in the pregame warm-up, they were not hitting these.
Is this a fake? This is a really long field goal. 52 yards. He got it! Oh, my! Ryan Santoso! Ryan Santoso, you've earned your scholarship. 52 yards, and the Gophers take the lead. Now the biggest kicker in the Big Ten just made the biggest kick of his life. Ryan Santoso, 6'6", 245 pounds, just made a 52-yarder to give the Gophers their first lead of the second half.
So much for watching pregame warm-up, huh, Eric? He just says, get me to the ball game.
Intentional squib kick, picked up by Mostert. Inside the 10. Mostert can scoop out to the 30. Now we'll learn a little bit about Austin Appleby after we've learned a lot of it of Ryan Santoso. 52 yards, Chuck Long.
Hadn't hit one all year, over 50. Big kick in a big game in the 4th quarter.
Longest kick for a Gopher since Joel Monroe got a 54-yarder against Iowa in 2007.
He's what you call a gamer, Eric. A gamer.
Santoso, I've never seen a 6'6" kicker. Boilermakers now trailing by a point. Hunt, nothing there. Free and body Calhoun, loss of a yard.
And Body Calhoun stayed to the outside shoulder of Hunt. Textbook tackle with defenders pursuing from inside out, but you have to stay on that outside shoulder against a guy like Hunt, because Hunt loves to get to the outside.
Ball Griggs could be needed. Career long is 51. They need to get a little ways before they're even close for him. Appleby wants a bunch. Is it picked? It is! Wow! Damian Wilson's got it! This is a middle linebacker with hands like this. Damian Wilson, how do you do?
Great players make great plays at crucial times in the game. Appleby underthrew it just a little bit for Wilson to make this play. His feet were not set. He had pressure. He couldn't quite get in his throw or lead the way he wanted to on the throw, and Wilson makes a great play.
It's Cedric Thompson.
Cedric Thompson,
his second interception of the afternoon. I originally called it Wilson. It was Thompson, who's had an up and down day. Look at Cobb! And David Cobb to the 34-yard line.
And Thompson, after making a couple of crucial mistakes early, makes a play at the end of the game. That's your captain for you.
2 interceptions for Thompson. We mentioned the blown coverages in the first half.
Here's your interception. Great pressure by Minnesota to make him an off throw here. Look at Thompson's interception, leaving his feet.
Our John Deere Gator game-changing performance. 2 interceptions for the senior from Bombay Beach, California. He is from the smallest of small towns, right on the Salton Sea. He has overcome so much and had a tremendous 4 years here in Minneapolis.
Leaving his feet and making a catch. Hard to practice that. Exceptional play.
First down and 10.
Look for Purdue to load the box. Put everybody up in there now.
Cobb. That's going to make it hard for Purdue to call timeout.
Real hard. You don't want that kind of gain. Coach Hazel may have to wait another series here.
Nope, he calls timeout. It's a gain of 6, and Purdue, they no longer have any timeouts to work with. Do you think if you're Darrell Hazel that you just allow the Gophers to score? You'd be down by 8, but at least you'd have the ball back.
That would be good strategy right now because you need time on the clock for your 2-minute drill. So letting them score right now would be a good decision.
At least you'd have a puncher's chance. But right now, they got to stop at 2nd and 3. Cobb. Close to the first down marker. Clock is going to continue to move. Purdue cannot stop the clock. State Farm postgame. Immediately following the conclusion of this game, Dave, Jerry, and Howard will be along with scores, highlights, and analysis.
Let them score right now because one more first down, the game's over. They might be telling that right now.
David Cobb close to 200 yards. He has gone over 1,000 yards on the season. 3rd down and 1. Smart play by Minnesota. They get the first down, and they'll keep the football with the clock continuing to move.
It'll be a kneel down here. The game's over. Unless they fumble the snap. But all you need is a kneel down at this point in time.
What a ball game.
But letting them score was a good strategy. That was a good point, Eric.
There'll be better days. Darrell Hazel's team is coming.
Yes, they
People
are.
have figured that out.
Yes, they are. They have improved immensely from last year, and they're on their way.
Gophers are going to go to 3-0. First time they've started 3-0 in the Big Ten since 1990. And Jerry Kill now has 150 wins as a head coach, and his team has finally won a game when they were trailing at the half.
Finally had a great halftime speech and broke that chain.
Hats off to the Golden Gophers on homecoming. They're all smiles here in Minneapolis. They win by the slimmest of margins, 39-38. We'll be back to wrap it up in just a moment. Happy days are here once again for the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Chuck Long, they're 3-0 in conference play.
3-0, and they came back after a halftime deficit, first time under Jerry Kill. Now they know they can do that moving forward. They're going to be a tough team to beat.
Gophers next week in Champaign to take on the Fighting Illini. It was a good one. Minnesota, they win by just 1 point, 39-38. That's good enough from Minneapolis. For Chuck Long and Rebecca Harlow, I'm Eric Collins. Let's send you to Dave, Jerry, and Howard for the State Farm postgame. So long from Minnesota.